Hennythemoor reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing this fine? What is it? Thursday? I can't even keep track of the days no more, man. Like so much been going on, so much been happening around these damn Dallas Cowboys. Oof. Like you know what's been going on, man. We just lost Ezekiel Elliott yesterday. News came down. They made it official. He was released and will no longer be a part of the organization. So where do we go from here? Who do we bring in to replace the production of Ezekiel Elliott? And I know a lot of people, a lot of the fan base were done with Zeke, but Zeke was still a very vital part of what we did on the offense. So we're going to talk about replacing Ezekiel Elliott. We're going to talk about some offseason rumors going around here. We're going to talk about how we actually feel about the offseason moves we made so far. So, before we get too deep into this, though, everybody please go ahead, hit that like button, hit that share button, share the content. And you have not already subscribed to the channel, please hit the sub button. We're up here trying to grow the channel. We're trying to reach the 1,000 subscriber plateau. We're a little bit over halfway there right now. So please help the channel grow. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get monetized so we can invest back into the platform. Once we get monetized, we'll be able to invest more, bring you better quality content, so on and so forth. Also, as you know, I am going to the NFL draft. I already took off the days. We're going. It's a wrap. I'll be bringing you, quality, up close, personal content, man. Like it'll be exclusive. It's gonna be me, West Coast Cowboy. It's gonna be landlord from Alabama. You better talk about how to stop the run. That's true, man. We're gonna get right into it, man. But hey, so we are going to the draft. Any donations that y'all do send will be used for that purpose. So to help us get there, go ahead, hit the Cash App. It's $ Hennythemoor at the top of the chat box. With all that out of the way, let's jump right into it. Hey, Darren, I see you. Michael Lockhart, Alfred Crossan, Hoodlum, Michael Donna, Flo, what's up with y'all, man? I see y'all in here. Brian Kite, what's good with you, brother? I appreciate you tapping in with me. So let's talk about it. Really, I want to jump right into this Jeudy news, man. Like, I seen the reports. I don't know if y'all seen the reports or not, man, but, I'm very intrigued by this. And you know how I feel about Jeudy. Ever since Landlord, brought his name up, he talked about what he could bring as a player, as a route runner. He gave me his background at Alabama. I look at some of the numbers, like he's a real good prospect. So, the fact that the Dallas Cowboys have inquired about him, I'm down. Like if that is actually on the table, I want to see if Jeudy can become a Dallas Cowboy. So let me see if I can get this pulled up real quick. So I can put it on the screen. Bear with me. Let's see. Get this pulled up on the screen. Just give it 1 second. If not, I'm just going to read it verbatim. You know how this thing goes. It said Broncos want too much. Well, this is the thing. The Broncos say they want either a first round pick or they want a early second round pick and a player. Right? So that's what the Broncos asking price is. Now, pretty much, you're just looking at it. What's up, Stick Up Kid? I see you. B-Bird, what's up with you, man? So pretty much, man, they're asking, for similar compensation for DeAndre Hopkins. Like DeAndre Hopkins, the going price for him, the asking price from Arizona is a second round pick and a late round pick. When you look at what they're asking for Jerry Jeudy, they did say a first, but let's be honest, they probably will not get a first. When you do negotiation tactics, you always go high at first. So you always start high, then you try to meet somewhere in the middle. They start high, you start low, then you compromise somewhere in the middle. I don't think that they'll actually get a first round pick for him based on his actual production. But he is young. He's only 24 years old right now, and he's still putting up great numbers despite not being, in a great situation. So let's be honest about Jerry Jeudy. He has not played with a good quarterback at all. and he's still putting out quality production. C. Burleson, what's up with you, man? Michael A. Jazz F, I see y'all tapping in with me. So let me read the quote word for word, so y'all get a sense of what's going on. It said the Broncos' price tag for Jerry Jeudy is a first round pick or a high second round pick and a player. Multiple NFL teams have called Denver about Jeudy, including the Cowboys, the Patriots, and the Browns. I don't think it's bull because the guy reporting this is not a Dallas Cowboy insider. He's a Broncos insider, so he would know. He's an insider for the Broncos that's credible. So, I'm going to take it at face value right now. James Simmons, what's up with you, man? And when you look at Jerry Jeudy and the production that he has, like, he is worth the Dallas Cowboys being intrigued about. Like, I know everybody is, really thrilled about the possibility of adding Odell Beckham. I know everybody is it how they both gonna get paid? Well, it's simple. CeeDee Lamb has earned his contract, and up to this point, Jerry Jeudy has not earned a big contract. So just because Jerry Jeudy was a former first-round pick, he has not had first-round pick production. But, despite that, right, you want to bring Jerry Jeudy in based on his potential. And, like, he was productive enough. Like, he did not go crazy. He didn't put up, like, 1,500 yards or 1,314, anything like that. But, when you look at his production, you can see him fitting in this offense, playing as a number 2 besides CeeDee Lamb. And, I'm just going to – actually, I'm gonna try and just pull up his numbers for y'all so y'all can see why we're so high on on this board, on Jerry Jeudy. Kevin Calloway, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you tapping in with me. He said that's too much for a player without any production. We got CDE pay him. But this is the thing. Peep this. I'm going to show you why it's not too much. Let me get it pulled up. It'll be easier for me to just read this off than trying to waste time and get it onto the screen. Okay. So this was Jerry Jeudy's production this year. Jerry Jeudy was targeted 100 times. He had 68 catches. He had 987 receiving yards, and he had 6 touchdowns. He graded out as a 78.4 and had a receiving grade of 77.9. Hey, Kevin Calloway, I appreciate you for the $5 donation, my guy. Thank you for the love and support. And again, any donations that are sent will be used, to make it to the draft. I already took the days off. We're going, but everything that you're seeing will help. So we appreciate you for your support. So let's jump right back into it. So like Jerry Jeudy, like he got great production. And when you look at the production that he had last year, right, as a 24-year-old wide receiver, having close to 1,000 yards, that that's good production. Now, and when you actually think about what he did, that is better than every other wide receiver on our roster, not named CeeDee Lamb. So he came in there and he did a damn good job. And when he was targeted, the quarterback had 111.5 passer rating. So Jerry Jeudy, like his skill set is next level. Now I know he has not panned out, as the perfect number 1 receiver, but look at what he's playing with and look where he's at. When you look at everything going on around him, being a bad being with bad quarterbacks, he played with Drew Lock, who was not a great guy. No, not a great guy. Well, not a great talent. Right, he was not a good quarterback. Right, he's already off that team. Right, he's a backup quarterback right now in the league. He's not starting. He's the backup. That who his primary quarterback was for several years. Even though he did get Russell Wilson last year, Russell Wilson, he played the worst season of his life, right? So and that's the thing. Like, just because he was a former first-round pick does not mean he's going to demand first-round pick money when it's time to sign him, right? So, like, theoretically, he probably won't even be a 1,000-yard receiver in our offense, because if it's ran the same way, he'll have similar stats again. He'll have like 900 yards. CeeDee Lamb will be the guy with 1,300 yards or whatever. So, like he won't have the production to get paid the same way that CeeDee Lamb gets paid. He has not had the production that CeeDee Lamb has had up to this point to get paid like CeeDee Lamb is going to get paid. So, let's just take a look. This is what I'm saying. Like in terms of his total production. 2020, he came in, he had 856 yards and 3 touchdowns, right? Not bad production for a rookie quarterback. First time in the league, every wide receiver needs time to ramp up, get adjusted. That's cool. 2021, he had an injury. He did not play the full season. He only put up 467 yards, and then he didn't score a single touchdown. So this year, right, this output that he had, the 987 yards, the 6 touchdowns, that's the best he's ever looked. So, based off his previous 3 seasons alone, he's not going to get the same kind of money that CeeDee Lamb was going to get, because CeeDee Lamb got incrementally better each year. He came into the league, had over 1,000 all-purpose yards, right? He had over 900 receiving. Then, he had the return yards. Woo. He had over 1,000 receiving yards his very next year. This year, he had 1,300 yards and made an All-Pro selection. So CeeDee Lamb is on a different trajectory right now. Hey, Action Pal, what's up with you, man? I see you, kinfolk. I see you, cuz. He said, if we trade our second-round pick and a player for Jeudy, who would we send back in return? It really depends on the player, right? Because when they ask like a player in return, they ain't got to be a superstar. Because remember, they made the trade for Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey got traded for a 3rd-round pick and a backup tight end. Right? Let's send him McKeon. Send him Jalen Tolbert. Right? Send him somebody that you don't care about. Send him Simi Fehoko. Like, you ain't got to send a star. You're already getting compensation in the form of the pick. So the player that they send off is not going to be this big time guy that we're going to have rolling our team anyway. He said D-Hop will help CeeDee to grow even more into being a true number 1, and CeeDee idolized D-Hop. That's true. And listen, I would not mind having DeAndre Hopkins, right? But this is a difference though. Like, DeAndre Hopkins is trying to become a Dallas Cowboy. From the reports, the Dallas Cowboys have not inquired about DeAndre Hopkins at all. Like, there are actually reports about them. This is actually the second time the Dallas Cowboys have inquired about getting Jerry Jeudy. Because they actually were trying to reach out and see if they can get something done for Jerry Jeudy last year. Right? So for it to come back up, and Noah Brown signed with a different team. I forget who he signed with. I'm just glad he's not with us. So, yeah, I understand, like, people wanted DeAndre Hopkins. Like, I still would want DeAndre Hopkins. This is not saying I'm opposed to getting DeAndre Hopkins. But, we're just reporting on what's going on right now with them calling about Jerry Jeudy. I'm telling you why I'm okay with them getting Jerry Jeudy. And, I'm letting you know why y'all also should be okay with Jerry Jeudy. And listen, our team is exponentially better with either one of these guys. Like, you can pencil in at least an NFC Championship game appearance by getting either one of these guys. Seaburst, and he went to the Texas. All right, thank you for letting me know that. Chill Will, what's up with you, man? Said they can go ahead and pay CD now, put 5th-year option on Jeudy, and pay him the following year. Yeah, that's true. And this is the cold thing with Jerry Jeudy. You're gonna send a draft pick over for him, but he's not really your guy. So like you can do Jerry Jeudy just like you try to do these other players. You can bring him in, pick up his 5th-year option, franchise tag him, and then if you don't want to keep him after the 3rd year, just let him go. So you can really control his contract for 3 years, because you have the last year of his rookie deal, you have his 5th-year option, and then you have the franchise tag if you want to retain him. Right? If you're not completely sure that you want to keep him after those first 2 years, but you're not sure you want to give him a long-term deal, you can just franchise tag him. So, I'm down with bringing them in. And listen, I know from a leadership standpoint, and the veteran savvy and the know-all, he doesn't have that, right? Because he came in the same year as CeeDee Lamb. They both draft mates, like y'all pointed out. But in terms of like a vertical threat, like, he is a guy that can stretch the field. He's a excellent route runner. Like, if I had to Said Michael said the Cowboys talked to them last year. Nothing from Dallas recently that Denver talked to them to draw attention. Well, we've got guys on both sides reporting it at this point. Let's see, who is this? What's this? Hey, shout out to DC for Life for the $2 donation. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the love and the support. And look, it very well may be that, but the idea is that why not just grab a wide receiver at number 26? It depends on who's at 26. Like I can make a case that Jeudy is better than a lot of these guys that would be at the bottom of the draft. Like, and listen, Amari Cooper was on a downward spiral when he came over to the Dallas Cowboys. Like he had lost being the number one target in Oakland to a damn tight end. So a change of scenery, like you said, might be what he needs. And what I've been telling you my criteria is for bringing somebody in right now. They just got to be better than what I have right now. And the last 2 seasons, the production that Jeudy has given is better than the production of both Noah Brown and is better than the production of both Michael Gallup. Now, I'm not sure if anything will happen with Jeudy. They still might, surprise us and get DeAndre Hopkins. I don't mind either one. The key is to go ahead and get better at the wide receiver position. Said we need, and listen, Jeudy is a former number one. He's a number one right now. He's a number one on a bad team. Like, this is the thing, like, wide receiver is so dependent on the quarterback. Said who can get pickup to replace Zeke. We're gonna touch on that because there's a lot of guys that I had thought about are no longer on the market at this point. Hey, Dwayne Brown, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in with me, my brother. He said, how deep is the wide receiver in this draft? There's some good wide receivers in this draft, man. Like, you can find some wide receiver talent all the way down, I think, like even the 4th round. Like, there's guys, even a guy from school I follow. There's a guy from Arkansas that's 6'5", ran a 4.3 at the combine. But, before that, they had him projected to go undrafted. So, like, there's a lot of talented wide receivers in this draft. But, I don't know. It's like a deep wide receiving class, but it's not like a wide receiving class like 2020. Right? In 2020, you had Justin Jefferson, and then you had CeeDee Lamb and Jeudy, right? So, like, there were, like, guys who were, like, a bunch of marquee guys coming out of the 2020 wide receiver draft class. So, I don't know if it's of that pedigree, like, at the top, but there's some solid guys in this draft. And listen, I understand a lot of y'all will like Henny. What up? I'm kind of mad because I wanted to take credit, but Boss Cowboy Pitt Altawaro video explaining why we should draft a left tackle. I think K. Tyler helps offense more at guard. Oh, we need DT and yeah, we definitely need a wide receiver. I wouldn't be mad at them getting the left tackle of the future if they do not think that Tyler Smith is the future at that position. But we need to draft 2 offensive tackles, defensive tackle, wide receiver, running back. And listen, before it's all said and done, we're gonna draft one of each. Like, some may go higher than the other. Cortland Sutton, let's take a look. At one point he was, but let's take a look at his production this year. Let's see targets. Let's see everything else. Let's see who is the most targeted receiver on that roster. Okay. Cortland Sutton had 6 more targets. He had 1 more catch. He had less yards and less touchdowns. So maybe in name, but looks like it was actually Jeudy who eclipsed him as the best receiver on that roster. And that's really why, both of those guys are being shopped right now. Cortland Sutton and Jeudy is being reported are available right now. So, that might be a reason why both are on the block. Like, whoever they can get rid of first is who they're gonna rock with, because I don't think they see any difference in between the 2 players at this moment. Well, Jerry Jeudy was relatively healthy this year. Yeah, he was relatively healthy this year. Let's take a look at Courtland Sutton. Because he is also on the trading block. So let's see what he did this year. All right, so it looked like Courtland Sutton played in. All right, so it looked like Courtland Sutton played in all the games. Like I said, 106 targets and 64 receptions, 830 yards. He only had 2 touchdowns on the year, however. Another thing with Courtland Sutton, he only has 4 touchdowns in the last 2 years. Well, he only has 4 touchdowns in the last 3 seasons. 2020, he got injured. 2021, he only had 2. 2022, he only had 2. Now, he had a great 2019 season. He was an 1,100-yard receiver at that point. But looks like Jerry Jeudy, outside of 2021 when he missed time with injury, looked like he has been their leading receiver the past 2 of the last 3 years. Jeudy has. So I'll take his recent production and his possible upside over Courtland Sutton, just at face value. Yeah, he doesn't have the same speed as Jeudy. Jeudy ran a 4.4 at the combine. And listen, like, if y'all love the way that Amari Cooper ran routes, you would love Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy is also a route technician. Now, he is not a route technician of the same pedigree as Amari Cooper because of his age, but he like, man, he will tear your ACL. Knock on wood. Like, he can maneuver. Like, I promise you. Like, I'm not even being biased or being using hyperbole, but like, he is, in my opinion, he's a top 10 route runner. I think Jerry Jeudy is a top 10 route runner in the NFL. Broncos play calling was worse than Hennythemoor. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I'm projecting with Jerry Jeudy. Like, I think Jerry Jeudy would be perfect in our offense. Like, he's young. He's young, and he was coached up right playing in Bama. Like, I trust a lot of things from college, right? I trust certain schools with certain things. With Alabama, I trust their receivers. Like, they're a wide receiver factory. Devontae Smith, Amari Cooper, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley. Like, they don't really miss at wide receiver. Like, even Jerry Jeudy, if he was in a better situation, like, he would be like crazy good. Yes, quarterback play calling, offensive line, like all facets of that team was atrocious, and it has been for quite some time at this point. Hey, Matt Baden, what's up with you, my brother? I see you, my guy. I thank you for tapping in with me, man. But yeah, we definitely could use somebody like Jerry Jeudy. He said Eli had a hot take. Hold on, Eli. He said Jerry Jeudy would do better with CD he would do better than CD with Dak. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Now, I'm gonna say this: like, CD Lamb has shown that he is a special talent. He's an All-Pro receiver. So, for him to look better than CD Lamb, he would have to make an All-Pro selection. I'm not sure in this offense, because while we are going to be running a version of the West Coast offense, we will also be running a very run-heavy, run-centric scheme based on what we've seen from Brian Schottenheimer. So, I don't know if he can come in and, be 1,000-yard receiver off the bat, but I believe that in this offense, he will definitely, be close. I think he'll have like 800, 900 yards as a number 2, probably 6, 7, 8 touchdowns, and you will love him. Like, he'll definitely be a better number 2 in this system than Michael Gallup will. Okay, Jerry Jeudy ain't even close to CD. He was better in college and proved he's still better in the league. Folks, Gas and Jeudy. Listen, Jerry Jeudy is a damn good wide receiver that's in a very bad situation. Like, I can honestly see him coming over here and thriving in Dallas. Because listen, he has never played with a quarterback as good as Dak Prescott. Like, on paper, because you look at Russell Wilson's background, like, you could say that he's a better quarterback, but he did not have a better year. Like, he got Russell Wilson, when he was going through, I don't know what the hell he was going through. So I can't say so. Like, he has never played with a quarterback that's better than Dak Prescott. He's never played with a offensive coordinator as good as Schottenheimer and Mike McCarthy. So he's never gonna play in a system this good. And if we're actually healthy up front, this is gonna be the best offensive line that he's been paired with. If Tyron Smith and Tyler and everybody that we have in our key positions are there, then we will have a very formidable offensive line. Oh yeah, no, I don't think he's better than CeeDee Lamb. But I think that he will strive in this system because of his route running ability. Right, because of his route running ability, he's going to mesh well with Dak Prescott, and I think that what he was, I think that what Eli was getting at. Like, you saw how Dak Prescott did with Amari Cooper. Like, he is the same kind of receiver. He's just younger. Like, he's a great route runner that is still an explosive guy after the catch. So, like young Amari Cooper is what Jerry Jeudy is. Hey, I appreciate you, Dwayne Brown. Yes, they're growing slowly but surely, man. I'm gonna keep up, keep trying to put out this good content, keep going live, and y'all just keep supporting. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna keep pushing for y'all. Y'all keep me going, man. Matt Bannon, hey, how are you doing tonight, Darren? Okay, great. Okay, cool. Y'all just doing pleasantries and stuff in there. That's cool. But yeah, with that said, right, I had sort of touched on Brian Schottenheimer. And Brian Schottenheimer is a guy, he got in trouble for running the ball too much at his last stop. Right, you remember they were trying to talk about trying to let Russ cook, this and that. But honestly, Russell Wilson actually had his best years in Schottenheimer's system. He never threw 40 touchdowns before and never threw 40 touchdowns after leading Brian Schottenheimer. Kind of always been like that. Bama fans will tell you, people knew as a freshman who Amari was. Yeah, Amari was different. Amari was definitely a dog. So with that said, because Brian Schottenheimer runs a very run-centric scheme with his West Coast principles being mostly off of play action, we're going to have to find a way to replace the production of Ezekiel Elliott. As we all know, OG Zeke the Freak, they've been sent out the pasture. But I know there's a section of the fan base that were happy about it. I'm not. I thought there was a role for him to still play on this team, especially with how bad our offensive line was in pass protection. But let's just take a look at what the production was of Ezekiel Elliott, and let's see what we have to do to replace it. So let's look what Zeke gave us last year, and let's see what we can do to get some of that back. Let's take a look. Okay. So Ezekiel Elliott had 231 carries last year. He had 876 yards. He had 12 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, which was tied for fourth in the league among running backs. All right. As a rusher, he was graded as a 75.5. Yards per attempt is what a lot of people look at. He did have a downward slope there. Hey, the Fletchers, Henny, my dog, you're on your way. Fire content. Hope you get up to 2,000 subscribers before the season starts in September. Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the support. I'm gonna try. So, hey, y'all, just keep sharing the content. Share wherever you can, and we're gonna try to keep the page growing because I'm gonna go live at least twice a day. At least twice a day, I'm gonna try to go live. But yeah, so for Ezekiel Elliott, like the only real negative is the yards per attempt. But we can still explain that somewhat, right? That's why I think Ezekiel Elliott, if he goes to the right team, I think he will still be a 1,000-yard rusher this year. Because while it is only 3.8 yards per attempt that he had, his yards per attempt did not go down until after the Lions game when he was, he hurt his leg and had to miss some time. Because before his injuries, Ezekiel Elliott was over 4 yards a carry. Right? Then we already talked about how bad the offensive line was in run blocking once Terrence Steele injury and how it regressed week after week after that point. So if he goes somewhere, I think he still can be a very productive back. But he's not here anymore. We're gonna have to figure out how to replace that production. So let's just take a look at some of these free agent running backs. The issue is a lot of the guys that I wanted the Cowboys to pick up or I already got signed. The Foreman boy, he just signed a contract. That Foreman boy that we were looking at, he just signed somewhere. Miles Sanders got a contract. So it's getting real slim pickings when it comes to the free agent running back market, right? So let's take a look. Let's take a look at these free agent running backs. All right, let's track them. All right. So Jamal Williams has signed. James Robinson signed. Samaje Perine has signed. Alexander Madison has signed. Justice Hill signed. Deontay Foreman, he signed a contract with the Chicago Bears. Rashad Penny, he signed. So these are the available guys right now. Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt, Ernest Johnson. Honestly, man, I'm not really sure if just one running back is going to replace the production of Ezekiel Elliott. Yo, what's up with you, Desmond Ironman? Tank Bisbee, yeah. I wanted to get a veteran running back. We still can, right? I wouldn't mind signing Kareem Hunt on a 1-year deal. I wouldn't mind signing Leonard Fournette on a 1-year deal. And then, supplementing that with another guy out the draft. Like, there's nothing to say that you can't bring in another running back out the draft to compete. Right? But, whoever we bring in, Damson Harris, Tyrone Church, but whoever you bring in, they need to be good in short yardage situations. And they also need to be pretty decent in pass blocking. Like Ezekiel Elliott is one of the better pass blocking running backs in the league. We have one of the worst pass blocking offensive lines in the league. So, there might be some issues with that, man. Just to be honest with you. You got a bad line. Ezekiel Elliott stayed in as an extra lineman a lot of times, as an extra blocker. So, I would prefer, because that's really what I'm missing with Ezekiel Elliott. His calling cards. Like he'll run through the middle, through the gunk. He'll break those arm tackles. He'll get the tough yardage, and then he'll also pass block his ass off. So if I'm looking for a supplementary back to come in and take up some of the slack for Tony Pollard, I don't think it's Malik Davis just yet. I think Malik Davis is not ready to be the featured second back just this moment. But I do think that he's a damn good running back. I just don't know if he can do all the things. So when it comes to playing running back, it's more to just actually running the ball. There's actually a small percentage of it. Because if you can't pass block, you can't catch the ball out the backfield, right? Then it really limits what you can do on offense. So we're talking about a secondary back. Maybe give Kareem Hunt a call. Leonard Fournette. It's really slim pickings right now, right? So a beggar can't be a chooser. Because I know for a fact I need another running back. Because when I went and looked at 2018, when Schottenheimer was out there calling plays in Seattle, who was currently our offensive coordinator, he had 3 running backs that had over 80 attempts. Right? So that's a four-way call for what we did. Henny, what we gotta do to boost our pass block ranking. Have your offensive line healthy. Because you really didn't have that most of the year. Because listen, we did not see our projected starting offensive line at any point last year. Because before the start of last season, your projected starting offensive line was Tyron Smith at left tackle, Tyler Smith at left guard, Tyler Biadasz at center, Zach Martin at right guard, and then Terrence Steele at right tackle. That was your projected starting line, and it's a damn good line. The problem was we know that Tyron Smith, tore the muscle off his knee in practice. So that was not your starting line. Your starting line ended up being Tyler Smith, who was supposed to be your starting left guard. Tyler Smith was your left tackle. And then it was a combination of Forniak and McGovern at left guard. So, I think that's why you had some issues in pass protection, right? Because listen, Tyler Biadasz, he's not horrible. I know a lot of people will point to the Pro Bowl selection, but, he is an average center, we're being honest. And we're looking at his win rates against guys and things like that, pressures allowed, woo-de-woo, so on and so forth, how he grades out and run blocking. Like he's average, man. He's a serviceable starting center. And he has the mental aspect of his down. I trust him to call the protections. I trust him to hold up long enough to do what we need to do. Like, you don't have to upgrade there, but he's not this world beater like Travis Frederick was. So when you have somebody that, in my opinion, is not a starting caliber guard right beside him, making his job harder, and Connor McGovern, right? Then you have Tyler Biadasz. Do you have Tyler Smith out there as a raw rookie playing left tackle when he was taking reps at left guard the entire offseason, right? Of course, there's gonna be some issues, in protection. Of course, there's gonna be some pass protection issues. So, I think if Tyron Smith is healthy and you're able to put Tyler Smith beside him and have the offensive line that you expected, I think that in of itself will help your pass block. And because we are moving to the West Coast offense where there are not a lot of 5-step drops or 7-step drops, it's going to be a lot of 3-step drops with the ball coming out fast. Hey, Daisy Clark, I appreciate you for the $5 donation. Thank you for the love and support. I appreciate it. So I think having your offensive line healthy and this new scheme that is really predicated on getting the ball out of Dak Prescott's hand into the hands of his playmakers, I definitely believe that is going to be something that will help your pass block win rate. Like when you look at your pass block win rate, you're not going to get beat a lot with the ball coming out. You're not going to be a lot of pressure surrendered. If 1, 2, 3 balls out, 1, 2, 3 balls out, 1, 2, 3 balls out. Right, it's a lot easier to pass block on these little quick passes, and that's gonna be a lot of things you're gonna see in the West Coast offense. Like the slant is gonna be a staple, over routes gonna be a staple. So ball's gonna come out, wide receiver screen stable, passes to the running back are gonna be staples in this offense. He said, bet thank you, because our pass block win rate was trash 3 years. Your pass block win rate was trash in 2020, 2021, and 2022. It's been trash for 3 years, actually. As much as I love Tyron, I can't wait for him to leave. I hope they draft a damn good guard in the future so Tyler Smith can be our left tackle for the foreseeable future. Listen, I was in the same mindset of moving on for Tyron Smith too. Right, I already bring it up. He only played 17 games the last 3 years. More than 3. Yeah, I know, right? 2020, I can give a little pass for that too. Yeah, it was injury. It was a very injury plagued year. I think even Zach Martin got hurt that year. But yeah, what were we saying? What we talking about? Oh, Tyron Smith. Yeah. So people, like, I wanted to push Tyron Smith out the door. Like, he ain't played a lot of games recently. But this is the thing, like, there really was not any option the Dallas Cowboys could go out and get. Right, the good left tackles out there would have cost way more money than Tyron Smith. We're up here trying to, we were up here trying to clear cap space to improve our offense and defense. So I think that they'll have to draft a left tackle pretty high. I don't think that they'll go out their way in free agency and bring in a left tackle. So, just based on us not having any other viable options, realistic options anyway, because I know damn well the Cowboys were not going to go give Brown like $100 million. The tackle Brown, Orlando Brown. But it is what it is at this point. Bengals can't be choosers. They restructured his deal to be very incentive laden, cleared a lot of cap space. So just get some depth behind him. And listen, Tyron Smith has not played a full season in a very long time. So just don't be green about it. Don't act like it's something new. Go out and get you a good swing tackle. Right, go out and get you a real good swing tackle. So when he does go down, it's only one position you're replacing. Don't kick Tyler Smith back to left tackle and then bring in a backup guard. If you're gonna go that route, just bring in a swing tackle for when Tyler Smith goes down. If he goes down, I pray he stays healthy. I pray the Lord watch over him and protect him out there on that field, and that he's able to play a full season. In your opinion, is Tyler Smith becoming a progress stopper? No, because I'm gonna tell you why I don't think he's a progress stopper just yet. Because they have not actively tried and bring in another left tackle yet. If there was another young left tackle on the team, that he was stopping, I would say that. I'm not going to include Tyler Smith, because when they drafted Tyler Smith, they saw him as a left guard. He put out bad tape in college at left tackle. That's why I was pleasantly surprised the way that he stepped up and he performed. Hey, Dwayne Brown, I appreciate you for the $5 donation, my guy. Thank you for the love and support, brother. So yeah, I think that they pretty much said that they saw Tyler Smith as a left guard at the next level, and he was forced to play left tackle, and he played left tackle great. You know what I'm saying? But he was forced to play left tackle last year. So, when they actively go out there and try and get the next, Tyron Smith in the draft, and he's still here, getting hurt, taking away snaps, then I'll say he's a progress stopper. But if you want to just say the front office, relying on him and not moving on from him being the reason why they have not went out to look for his replacement, then that's a different story. That's a different story altogether. Peters is 100 years old. I think Peters got grandkids right now, so I think he needs to retire, spend some time with his family. I need a younger guy. Matter of fact, if we get a good swing tackle, I need this swing tackle to be somebody I can rely on for the next three years at least. A good swing tackle, man, is hard to come by. A good tackle in general is hard to come by. Cowboys getting ready to look like over the hill gang. Yeah, we're getting old. We're getting real old out there, offensive line. So, I wouldn't be surprised if they went out there and they drafted like an offensive lineman in the first round. It would make sense, right? Because if you did draft an offensive lineman in the first round, let's say that you saw enough from Tyler Smith at left tackle last year. Let's say you saw enough, and he did his job to the maximum, to his best ability. Let's say that you think he can be a perennial starter in this league. Then the Osiris boy from Florida, he's a great guard. He's very powerful, mauler in the run game, good enough in pass protection. But the most important thing that I've seen from him is he's able to get to the second level. And in a team, for a team that could be very run centric, that's very important. So he's able to get to the second level in the run, when run blocking, bring him on board. Right, so I definitely think it's time to start rebuilding the offensive line. But if you go ahead and get you one, you go ahead and you get you a one young guard, you get you one young guard, left guard, then you automatically get younger just after a year, because Tyler Biadasz is still young, Terrence Steele is still young. Zach Martin, while he is older, he's I think Zach Martin can play for another 4 or 5 years at a very high level. So I think you really realistically might have another half decade of Zach Martin if he wants to play. Because I think he could play for another half decade and be a starting right guard. So you automatically, you really solve your age problem just by getting one. See, I don't see why it wouldn't. Because I'm gonna tell you why I think Terrence Steele would be fine. Because Terrence Steele should not have lost his job when Lael Collins came back in 2021. Terrence Steele was that good in 2021, where I thought they did him wrong by putting La'el Collins back in. So I think that he was progressing from year one onward. Because 2021 he looked great, and then 2022 he looked amazing before he went down. So I think what we're seeing from Terrence Steele is actually a natural progression in his growth as a player, and not just a one season anomaly. Because he was playing at a real high level, the year prior. I think the front office did him a disservice by putting the guy that was making money back out there instead of putting the player out there that was producing. Like let me just say it like that. So Osiris got slow feet, but I ain't too concerned about that. He's powerful. He's powerful. And listen, the moment he gets your hands on, it's raps. That's what I like about him. And footwork is really what we have offensive line coaches for. Like if things, let's say even from multiple ligament surgery. Yeah, I had multiple ligament surgery. Listen, I tore both my ACLs and I still hooped. Right, listen, like that don't slow you down, especially with modern medicine. Like remember, like Tyrus Smith tore the muscle from his bone. Like he's tore the muscle from his bone, and he came back the same year. And Terrence Steele is a young man. Like he'll heal up. Yeah, he'll heal just fine. And remember, I always be up out here talking about the Dallas Cowboys medical staff, like how we have an award-winning medical staff, like how we have one of the better ones in the National Football League. Like that goes for everything. Like guys who get hurt around us, I don't too much care. I feel like they'll always be back. There has not been an instance, of these guys not coming back really. At least not in tackle, right? Because the things that you ask him to do athletically, he doesn't have to cut or run a route and stop on a dime. Like his leg can hold up just fine doing what they ask him to do. I want that tackle from Ohio State. Okay, get Osiris with Big Duke and he'll be fine. Yeah, like some things you can't just teach, man. Like you can't teach size, you can't teach strength, right? You can't teach tenacity. Now I know his footwork needs work. Like he needs to improve from a technical standpoint. But when it comes to like raw power, right? When it comes to like tenacity, being nasty, like he got that already. Like if he had raw ability, he said, "Yep, medical staff. Everybody in the league swears by Cowboy Medical." Yeah. So like issues like that, I don't too much be concerned about because he's a real young man, dog. Like you really bounce back, when you're still that young. If he was up in age like Tyron Smith was, and it happened, there might be a concern. But just from what I know and what I've seen so far, I'm not really concerned about it too much. You see, let's see. But who is this tackle from Ohio State? Let's take a look at him. Y'all got me thinking about offensive linemen now. So let me see. Ohio State. Let me see if I can find him real quick. Let it load up. I'm trying to find it. Okay, here it go. You talk about Paris Johnson Jr. All right, let's get acquainted with him since you like him so much. Let me read y'all his draft report. This is his scouting report. He is a junior, 6'6", 313 pounds. He is a tackle. He is the third ranked offensive lineman in this year's draft. Let's see, arm length 36.5 or 36.18 is 92 percentile. Okay, let's take a look at his actual. Okay, So these are the strengths according to his scouting report. Super smart academically, natural leader both on the field and in the locker room. Finish and doesn't quit. Competitor with positive attitude and leadership traits that coaches admire. Fires off the snap quickly, and Johnson shows the flexibility to get out and seal on reach blocks. He's at his best, however, in the phone booth. Johnson flashes power and nastiness in the run game, able to win at the point of attack and athletic enough to get out as a pulling blocker before landing blocks on the move at the second level. Plays with appropriate wide base and intelligence, instincts and agility to seal the edge, aggressive, extending with power to punch, and looks comfortable in space. Has a strong, flexible core and the ability to absorb and anchor against the bull rush as a pass protector. So far, so good. Has improved footwork and hand placement significantly during college career, showing ability to be coached. Has an impressive understanding of stunts and delayed blitzes. He was a 5-star recruit with elite athleticism and movement skills. Had the foot speed to stay with the best edge rushers. Power to move opponents in the run game. So those are all the positives. He does not have many weaknesses on his scouting report. Says sometimes looks a bit underpowered in the run game when it comes to generating movement at the point of attack, and we've seen him struggle to recalibrate at the second level against moving bodies. Height can be a detriment in short yardage. The defender can get under his pads to hold the line. All too often, Johnson simply gets too impatient to sit back in his set, reaching and lunging, generally playing with poor balance. Less pass rushers get into his body, catching them rather than using his considerable length to deliver a punch. Johnson is going to have some difficulty if asked to block on an island early on. Lacks experience as a tackle, having played just a single year there. Okay, so he only been a tackle for a year. Lunges into blocks and often looks unbalanced. Needs to improve with his weight distribution. Ducks his head, effectively going in blind. Needs to improve the angles. Too often allows pass rushers to beat him inside. Currently, he's a much better run blocker than pass protector, but needs to develop. All right. Well, that was his scouting report. Not too bad. Not too bad. And listen, when you're a young player, and regardless of where you're picked, there's going to be some negatives on your scouting report. There's going to be some things right now that you can't do at a very high level. But when you have a lot of upside, you have athleticism, you have size, you have power. You know, you would like to get those kind of players in here. Now, I honestly do not think at 26 he will be there. There are a lot of teams that need to improve their offensive line. He is one of the better offensive tackles in the draft. Possibly. It really going to depend. And really, when you're super late, like we're super late in the draft, like everybody becomes, like everybody on the board becomes, you know, somebody that seems out of reach, right? Because there's like 30 guys, you know, there's like 30 guys, you know, floating around that could fall just based on what people going to run on. If there's a run at wide receiver, one of these running backs could fall to us. If there's a run of offensive linemen, then one of the wide receivers could fall to us. You know, like it just really depends, man. Like it's just how that usually falls in the draft, man. So you never really know. But you know, all these guys with these good grades, with these good, and listen, I'll have to go more in depth. You know, it's not really fair to just look at somebody's scouting report and make a what's the word I'm thinking of that's escaping my mind. Like I can't just make an opinion on it just off the scouting report. So, you know, matter of fact, let's go a little bit further. Let's do a little bit more due diligence. The Cowboys got us trained with this word due diligence, so let me do some due diligence. Let me pull up this man's numbers and advanced stats. Let's see how many snaps he played. Let's see how he graded out. Let's see all that. Okay. So overall for the 2022 season, he played 13 games. He played 827 offensive snaps. He run blocked 378 times. He pass blocked 449 times. And out of those pass blocks, he only allowed 2 sacks, no hits, and 12 hurries. So he played pretty damn good on that side of the ball. Now, like they mentioned, he is not a natural left tackle. He played right guard entirely the 2021 season. He played right guard 768 snaps in 2021, and he graded out great there too, right? That's why he's coveted as an offensive lineman, because he graded out as an amazing right guard as well. So you got a guy who excelled at playing right guard, and he excelled at playing left tackle. He played left tackle this year for 827 snaps. So even though he only played left tackle 1 year, he actually has more snaps at left tackle than he did right guard. Okay, so let's see if I can go to the breakdown. Let's see if there's anything else. Trends. He definitely would be a good pickup. He said, yeah, you gotta look at his whole body of work. Thank you. Actual pal, assumption. I cannot make an assumption about him just yet. So yeah, but I like him. Just reading about him, I like him. I don't know him personally or anything like that, but I think he'll be a good prospect to bring in. I mean, he can't be worse than letting the offensive line get old as hell. I'm pretty sure there's other things that we could do, but I think he'd be a good pickup. No, just reading what I read, but you know how we'll do it. I pulled up the numbers, I got the scouting reports and all that. We'll probably tap in with Landlord when we do this draft show. We'll bring them up. Cause even though we're going to the draft, we're still gonna give y'all content and do a draft show before we go out. So probably this week sometime. Well, I'll tell you what, it probably ain't gonna even be, because free agency is going on the way it is. We'll probably do a draft show in like a week or two. Yes, I appreciate that, actual pal. But that word escaped my mind. I don't know why. I do not know why. I couldn't think of that word to save my life at that time. But yeah. So let's see. We covered Ezekiel Elliott getting cut. What we need to do to bring him in. Matter of fact, we need to look at some running backs. Let's look at some lead running backs in the draft, because we really don't have too many options in free agency anymore. Everybody that I wanted then got signed. So let's take a look. I'm not even gonna look at Bijan Robinson, because if he there 26, that's a layup. Everybody and their mama been talking about Bijan Robinson. So if he there, take him. Like it's too much of a layup, just based on his measurables, based on his production. But I'm going to actually look at the guy that actually suits our scheme a little bit better. I think there's a better chance of the Dallas Cowboys drafting Jahmyr Gibbs than it is of us actually drafting Bijan Robinson. And just based on what I've seen from Jahmyr Gibbs when we did his film study with Landlord, I like him. I know that he did not put up the gaudy numbers. I know he didn't put up the like these earth-shattering numbers. He has never rushed for 1,000 yards in his college career, but he averaged 6.1 yards a carry last year. Ended up with 926 yards, 7 rushing touchdowns, and even better, as a receiving threat, he caught 44 balls, had 444 yards receiving, and that ended up being 10.1 yards a catch with three receiving touchdowns. So like he's an all-around back, man. Like I know a lot of people be drawing these comparisons to Alvin Kamara, but I definitely see it. I definitely do see it. Chris Johnson, what's up with you, man? I see you, brother. I appreciate you tapping in with me. You think they would rescind Tony's tag if they double dip on running backs. I think they just need to give Tony Pollard a contract because there's really no way you're overpaying Tony Pollard right now. So Josh Jacobs only got the franchise tag right now. He led the league in rushing, had over 1,600 yards. He's making $10 million. You're paying Tony Pollard the same amount as him. Now that other running backs are actually signing, you saw that Miles Sanders signed a contract. It was only like $6 million a year. This is a little bit over $6 million a year. And I know that he was an Eagle. Excuse me. I know we hate the Eagles, but Miles Sanders had a better season than Tony Pollard did. Like Miles Sanders was the one that had a better overall season. So let's look what Miles Sanders did last year and what he got paid. Right. Miles Sanders had 1,269 yards and 11 rushing touchdowns. Like Miles Sanders had a damn good season. Then when you look at him as a receiving threat, let's see. This actually was his worst year as a receiver. It's strange. That's actually funny because at one point, like Miles Sanders had 509 yards receiving as a running back his first year in the league, and his receiving production has plummeted ever since then. But like just looking at what he did, as a rusher. He had more yards, had more rushing touchdowns. There was really not that much of a difference in between yard per carry. He had 4.9. Tony Pollard had 5.1. So, like he was more productive as a running back, and he got paid way less than what Tony Pollard is making. Now, I actually think Tony Pollard overall is a better player, but Miles Sanders had a better year, and he's only gonna make $6 million a year. Like matter of fact, he's only making like $24 million overall. So on the lifetime of his contract is only like $24 million. You're paying Tony Pollard damn near half of that for 1 year. So just from the logistics of that, yes, Josh Jacobs is an every down back. Josh Jacobs is an every down back. He can pass block well enough. He can catch the ball out the backfield. Of course, he can run it good. That's how he ended up with 1,600 yards. Like Josh Jacobs is the every down back. He said, who would I prefer? He said, Michael Lockhart said, look up the Deneric Prince. I will. Give me 2 seconds. Let me answer this next question. I'll pull him up. He said, would I prefer Jerry Jeudy or DeAndre Hopkins? I prefer whoever makes my team better. Well, I don't know if Tony Pollard's ever down back yet. It depends on what they ask Tony Pollard to do on third down. If they're going to ask Tony Pollard to pass block on third down, then no. If they're just going to ask Tony Pollard to run routes on third down and be a part of the passing game, then he can do it. But he can. I don't think Tony Pollard is a great pass blocker. But that's fine. He wasn't asked to pass block in college that much. So why would he be able to do it right now? Also, I would prefer either one of them. Like either one makes my team better. I would get Jared. Like I would get Jerry Jeudy or DeAndre Hopkins. It really just going to depend on what you want. If you want that veteran leadership, you want somebody like DeAndre Hopkins that been there, done that has some kind of playoff experience, then you will go for D-Hop. But if you want somebody young that you can pair beside CeeDee Lamb for the next 7 years, because I think you should keep Jerry Jeudy with him long term. If you make that move, you should go ahead and give CeeDee Lamb his extension, and then you should probably extend Jerry Jeudy once to get to his 5th year option, because by then if you want to keep the boy or not. So I definitely would do that. It just really depends on how you want to go. But let me see. Let me go pull up the Deneric Prince. Let's see. The Deneric Prince NFL draft from Tulsa. Running back from Tulsa. All right. He listed at 5'11", 216 pounds from Texas. All right. Ended up with 729 rushing yards. Average 5.8 rushing yards to carry. That's good. All right. After rushing touchdowns, he had 5. Ended up with 9 receptions for 84 yards. Ran a 4.41 at the combine. All right, so let's take a look. This is his scouting report. Doesn't possess elite breakaway speed, but is fast enough to gain yardage in chunks when Prince finds a seam. His competitiveness and knack for high pointing the ball allow him to play bigger than his size. Prince often thrived in the screen game, transitioning upfield quickly and showing a knack for following his blocks. He has the size and strength to pass protect, so that's good. He's not a burner, and he is more of a block was given runner than a guy who's going to create. Now here a runner who picks up momentum as he goes and does a nice job absorbing contact between the tackles, physical with good pad level. Prince has a prototypical running back build with well proportioned and thick through the lower body, and he's at his best picking his way between tackles with quick, choppy steps. All right, so those were all the good things about him. That didn't sound half bad. They kept harping on about him not having great speed, but he ran a good 40. So, maybe he doesn't have good game speed. I haven't watched his tape, of course. This is my first time hearing about him. But, we'll take a look at some point, too. So, these are his weaknesses. He runs upright. He lacks great power as a runner. Not a quick twitch athlete and is forced to gear down too much. Not very loose through his frame. Looks tight redirecting. Will dance and leave his feet instead of taking what's there. He's too indecisive and hesitant at the line of scrimmage. While Prince is slow, Prince lacks the third gear to be a home run threat. His hands are improving, but still inconsistent in the passing game. So they say he ain't got great hands and he's inconsistent. As a passer, they say he runs upright. Get him a coach. Like I said, if you can put out good tape, I don't really care. I'll see if you got good tape or not. Double R, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you tapping in with me. All right. Action Pal, which one do you prefer? Muhammad or Charbonnet? Which one do you prefer? I'm gonna give everybody one. Everybody can get one. Michael A said bang bang. You know what? I got you, Action Pal. Let's take a look at Charbonnet. All right, let me do his draft profile. Let's see what they say about him. Ran a 4.53, 6 foot tall, 214. Let's see the stats. 1,359 yards, which is great. All right. Did they say he averaged 7 yards a carry? Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so he averaged 7 yards a carry, had 14 rushing touchdowns, 37 receptions for 321 yards. That's amazing. That's amazing production. Now, I don't know that is actually going to translate, but we'll see. Let's see what it says about him. He is a rusher with a great combination of overall size and strength with excellent speed. Has feet and field running between tackles and in the open field. He has a very good vision and the patience to pick through defenses. He fights for extra yardage and is reliable in short yardage situations. If you just talk about needing a short yardage back, improving patience as a runner, following, pulling guards, and makes good decisions on his cut. He's a strong interior runner, quickly presses the line of scrimmage and has the burst to get through the line of scrimmage and into the second level quickly. A classic north-south runner who doesn't waste time moving laterally. Very physical runner, keeps his legs churning on contact, really goes down with the first hit. Lower shoulder into defenders and shows pure determination and natural running skills to break free and stiff arm, spin move to dodge tacklers. Has good vision to find the hole and get north and south. Just a good initial push and always seem to be falling forward for a positive gain. Hard runner with workhorse type back mentality. He offers an extra dimension as a receiver, was regularly split out wide as a senior, and had a 97.0 QB rating when targeted. He demonstrated the ability to track the ball over his shoulder, good flexibility and balance to adjust to the poorly thrown pass, good vision and patience for screens, always maintains strong academics, has a high football IQ, and is well regarded both in and out of the locker room. Left Michigan largely to be near his disabled sister. So the dude sounded like a class act. Like there was he had a long ass laundry list of good things they wanted to say about him, and he literally only has 5 bullet points for weaknesses in this game. So for the weaknesses, losing momentum when he gears down to change direction, takes him a few steps to accelerate back to full speed. He appears indecisive, will dance too much at the line of scrimmage, lacks natural playmaking ability. He is more fast than quick and doesn't have the super quickness you will pound on elite backs. Doesn't make tacklers miss. Needs to develop a great bag of tricks if he's going to succeed in the pros. He had trouble with drops in Michigan, although his hands seem to have significantly developed at UCLA. He is not a great pass protector. So it's not completely bad. Like when you have like 7 to 8 things that they rave about, I definitely think that as having a couple of things like that, it's not a red flag. Like it sounds good. Yeah, Dwayne Brown said, boy sound like a winner. Hey, he sound like Zeke. You finna make me teary eyed talk about my boy, man. I hate that. I hate that boy gone. He said, he said, front office came through with this. He said, everybody overthinking running back. Gibbs is going to be a superstar. No one else. Randy Moss all over again. I like Gibbs. And, I think Gibbs actually fits what the hell we want to do better than with John Robinson. Because, I keep bringing up, they call the West Coast offense the long handoff. It's not like a whole bunch of stretch plays, even though in this particular, I'm getting ahead of myself. Pretty much like you're gonna throw the ball to the running back a lot in the West Coast offense. That's why they call it the long handoff. So him being a guy that has wide receiver traits, him being a guy, that can line up in the slot and run routes as a wide receiver as well. Like he really does put you in the mind of Alvin Kamara, right? And the boy ran a 4.3 at the combine. So like you have him, you have a tandem of running back to have home run ability. Because we all know the home run ability that Tony Pollard has. Jahmyr Gibbs has similar home run ability as well. So I really feel you on that though. I think like he would be a sneaky good pickup. He's not great at run blocking. Like, and this is the thing, like it's different, pass blocking at the college level than it is like pass blocking against grown ass men. Like, yeah, this dude that's probably going to be working in a cubicle, he blocked him, but can he block? If he go to another team, can he block Michael Parsons right now? Right. So it's like levels to it. So like I really hate saying if a guy can pass block or not. Coming out of college, because they're not going to be blocking the same level of athlete. But he does give effort, right? He's not a super small back. He's almost 6 foot tall. He's over 200 pounds. Jahmyr Gibbs is. So he has the ability. Like and listen, a large part of pass blocking is effort. He gives the effort. Now, I don't know if that's going to translate to him being able to consistently stop defensive ends the way that Zeke Elliott was. But I don't think there's any running back we're going to be able to bring in that pass blocked at that level. Like what Zeke Elliott did as a pass blocker is an anomaly. But the extra dimension he gives you as a receiving threat on third down is worth it. it's worth it. Same thing with Tony Pollard. Like, I would much rather see Tony Pollard running wheel routes or chipping and releasing than I want to see him just purely pass block on a pass block down. Yeah, Zeke pass blocking is rare. Like, you don't like he pass block like a tight end. Like this, like he pass block better than some tight ends did. So, you know, like that is a rarity what Zeke Elliott was able to do. So, you know, I don't expect none of these guys to come in and pass block like Zeke did. But, you know, I can expect him to come in and give me more of a passing threat. Right? Because we talk about Tony Pollard, ran a 4.3 at his pro day. He's a great route runner. You know, all these explosive plays we've seen from him, you know, he gives you that. Jahmyr Gibbs is similar to that. While he is a better pass blocker than Tony Pollard, he is also a good route runner. He is also an explosive player with the ball in his hands. So, you know, it's some give and take, man. It's some give and take. But, you know, I think overall Jahmyr Gibbs can do everything you ask him to do. I just wouldn't rely on him the same way that you relied on Ezekiel Elliott. I think you should just go ahead and improve your damn offensive line. You should just go out your way and improve your line, because it's not worth trying to get your quarterback hurt. Like, don't cut any corners. So, you know, I'm at the mindset right now. It's an AKA Wanda Landor. So what NFL team? What did I miss? Let me see. What did I miss? Let me go to the chat box. I might have missed something in there. Let's see. As big Eagles fan, this guy sounds too classy for the Eagles. Landlord from Wakanda been cool though, so like, even if he is a undercover Eagles fan, he's still cool with me. Like, Landlord from Wakanda be rocking. They can incorporate a fullback for most of the pass blocking. That's a possibility too. He said later rounds, Eric Gray fits. Okay. Let me take a look at Eric Gray real quick for y'all. I'll take a look at Eric Gray, and then I might be on the verge of departing. He is also a running back. He out of Tennessee, looks like. Let's take a look at his scouting report. Oh, he played at Oklahoma too. Okay. So he's from Memphis. Okay. So Eric Gray ran a 4.44. Played at Oklahoma. Is a senior. He's 5'9", 207 pounds. Rushed for 1,366 yards. Averaged 6.4 yards a carry. Had 11 rushing touchdowns. So dude was a stud in college. Like, he put up great numbers. He also played in a conference that doesn't play any defense, but you know, I'm gonna disregard that just for the sake of looking at this. Gray runs with violence. These are his strengths. Runs with violence. He's capable of thrashing through tacklers, and Gray has the natural balance to withstand contact. Compact runner, he has a rare blend of balance, agility, and instincts. He shows decent burst and straight line speed to turn in big plays. He's at his best working in space, showing the quickness and vision of return specialists. His stop-start ability allows him to create initial separation. Bowling ball runner between the tacklers. Flashes his burst in and out of the hole. Lowers his pads and delivers a blow into the chest of defenders. Falls forward on nearly every run due to lean. Short build makes it difficult for defenders to find among linemen. Good acceleration and straight line speed. He shows suddenness off the line of scrimmage and accelerates quickly, and his top end speed is among the best in this draft. He often strived in the screen game, transitioning upfield quickly and showing a knack for following his blocks. Gray has the size and strength to pass protect. So these are the two things that they found a weakness in this game. You know you're a pretty damn good player. You only got 2 weaknesses on your scouting report. They say he's not great in getting separation when he's a receiver. He's more of a cut blocker in pass protection as opposed to a guy who will stick his face in. So he don't even have big flaws when you look at the scouting report. All right, I like dude. Just based on the scouting report, I like dude. They say he got good game speed. The combine says he got good speed. He ran a 4.4. He got good production. 1,366 yards, 6.4 yards a carry. 11 rushing touchdowns, so that sounds pretty damn good. All right, we might be on to something. He said it sounds like someone from Coming to America movie. Eric Gray. I like that. Let's see. Who gave me that? Who gave that? Let me see. Who that said Eric Gray? Front office, you own or something. You might be the real front office tapping in with me, man. Yeah, that's a damn good name you gave me, man. But hey, we've been on for let's see, how long we been on here? Been on for an hour 21. So I'm gonna take some time, spend with my family, kick back, watch some movies. I'll be back. I'll probably be back tomorrow. So what's tomorrow? Friday? I'll be back sometime. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be going on a little bit later. I won't be doing the usual 12 o'clock show, but I'll probably be back in time to do a show about 3 or 4. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Remember, on your way out, if you have not done so already, hit the like button, hit the share button. If you have not already hit the subscribe button, do so. We're trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. And you have anything to support us, because remember, we are going to the draft. The Cash App is still in the chat, $ Hennythemoor. So I appreciate all y'all for your time, coming out here, kicking it with me, talking this about these Cowboys, and I will be back later on. Thank y'all, and be blessed. Peace.